Alright, what I'm doing here is measuring the hole. There was dirt underneath the tree in that black bucket, so I needed to see how much more dirt I need to put back into the hole so that the tree's just not too far underground. I think when I did this, I really should have put maybe another 2 inches of dirt in the bottom of the hole, but it's really hard to estimate, and I think I can make some adjustments and it's gonna be okay. So we'll see what happens when we get done with this project. Alright, what we've got here is a nice blue spruce. Yeah, we're moving soon, but our town has a kind of a lottery every year for a couple $100 towards a tree, and we needed something in this spot over here where the previous tree died a couple of years ago. Problem is, this is what I think botanists call a big ass tree, and what the problem is it's very heavy and I'm by myself. So it's balled and burlapped, so it's not quite as big as this container is. It's kind of in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this shop crane, which is normally used for moving things in the shop or taking an engine out of a car or something like that. And we're going to see if I can get some fancy way to use this rope to just lift it out of there enough to lower it in the hole without killing myself. Which is my camera operator / 911 caller is standing by. We'll be back in a moment. This thing will lift anywhere from a ½ ton to 2 tons, so that's 1,000 pounds to 4,000 pounds, depending on how far out you slide this bar. Now that tree can't weigh more than a couple of hundred because I was able to get it out of the truck by myself. So I'm going to put it all the way out to make my reach a little bit longer. So all you do is slide this out. Oops, too far. And you put the pin back in. There we go. Now, we will move the tree closer to the hole with my big ass tree, so we got a big ass cart. All we really need is to get it where the crane can reach it. And then, let's see, is that what we want to do? Yeah, I guess we got room to get it out of the way. So, we are going to take our loop. Where's the other end? Let's come around that side. I'm just going to hook this on here like that. Not on there like that. This other wheel up right here, and we're gonna see what happens here. Mainly we just want to lift it up enough to get the wagon out of the way. Or cart, or whatever you want to call it. Now there's they call it balled and burlap, but there's like a wire cage around that thing, and that's what I've got the rope going through, so hopefully it won't break, or we'll have to come up with another plan. Alright, we're getting close to the moment of truth here. Break the tree either. If we can help it. Alright, that is lifted. That's lifting that up enough to get the wagon out of there. Alright. So far so good. Alright. Wagon's out of the way. Now, we don't want to step underneath that thing because I don't trust that rope. So, what we want to do now is try to loosen the dirt and get this piece off of here. Go around the top, loosen it a little bit, all the way around. And we're going to see if this hammer helps get that container off of there. Oh, mercy. Look at that. That's what we wanted. So, the dirt even fell in the bucket, which is good. And that's probably 50 pounds worth of dirt. Now, one side came off our board here. We were going to see we can roll it up there without having to lower it back down. Unknown at this time. Move that out of the way. Well, not what we exactly wanted. Alright. Well, we only need it to be about an inch off the ground anyway. So I think what we'll do is lower it all the way down so that I can get my wheel back up on the board and then raise it back up. The way you do that, well, let's see. Maybe I can pull it. Well, what you want to do now is just turn this very slowly to release the jack, just like any other hydraulic jack. What you want to do is turn it counterclockwise slowly. Lower it right to the ground. We're going to put it over this way. There. Now tighten that back up. Now we should be able to maneuver this back. Take this other board here. Oh, mercy. Now, my trusty assistant is going to have to quit filming for a second. What we're going to try to do is I'm going to lift that up just enough to slide that board under there. And we'll be back in a minute. All right, what we've done is we've moved this up. I put a board on each side of the hole so that these wheels can go on there so that I can get right over the hole before I lower it down. So let's see how this works. We definitely don't want a wheel going into the hole, so we're going to go slow. Try to keep both wheels pointed outward so that it's not going towards the hole. Wheel. That's a little more than we wanted, but that'll work. You may say, wouldn't it have been easier to just have David help you do this? Well, problem is the poor guy's been working 12-hour midnight shifts for the last, I can't even count how many days. And by the time he gets home from work, it's usually noon, and yesterday it was 101, so trying to do it while it's nice and cool here very early in the morning. Okay. I'm going to need my handy dandy assistant again, so she's going to have to quit filming for a minute. But what she's going to do is take the shovel, just kind of push the tree bottom so that it's over the hole before I lower it down, because we're beyond the point of maneuvering this thing. See you back in a few. All right, well, we got the tree in the hole. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world. The hole was so big I couldn't get that crane exactly where I wanted it, so I had to get it close and then just wrap a rope around it and have my beautiful assistant Ann stand behind me and kind of just pull on it to get it centered where I want it, and then I was able to lower it into the hole. Ground's not particularly level here, so my hole wasn't exactly as level as I would like. It's actually, plus I think there was dirt underneath it in that pot. It wasn't all the way to the bottom, so when I measured, it's probably an inch or two lower than I would like it to be. But what I'll do After I get this dirt, I put dirt around it. After I get that settled and leveled, I'll scrape these rocks back a little bit, and I'll just scrape the dirt down so that it's kind of slopes away from the tree. What you like to do is slope away from the center of the tree and then build up some dirt and kind of make a ring to hold the moisture. Not really a problem here because this soil is horrible, which is why I had to dig the hole so deep. It's really clay, and my hole filled up with water, and after 3 days it still hadn't drained. So what I did was I pumped all the water out, let it dry out, and then I took a gas-powered post hole digger and just dug down as deep as I could get and filled that up with a more draining soil so that the tree's just not sitting in water, because people think trees want a lot of water, but you give too much when they're young like this, you can actually drown the tree. So anyway, that's it for our homestead project of the day. Hopefully when we get to Texas, we'll have a whole lot more of these. And talk to you later.